Good morning. Welcome to my channel, JB's Crochet. I'm Amber, and it's hump day. Good morning, Brizzy. It's the first one I see in Restream. However, it looks like Melissa G and Lisa H are already in here. That is a really pretty stitch. You know, I was looking on YouTube, and there's a stitch where you do like a row of granny stitches, cluster things, and then the next one is like a single crochet, couple chains, and then you single crochet, but you single crochet in between the spaces of the the clusters. And I think it's just a block stitch or brick stitch or something like that. But I wish it was like done, you could do it in a way where it wasn't so holy. I just don't like holes. I have to show you guys my Kimberly stitch markers that I got. I might have to pull them out of the bag. They're in these really cute little bags. I got these yesterday. Come on, there we go. Look at the paper beads on there, the twisted looking things, and then she's got the charms. They're fall themed. Quit scratching on my couch, you little Like, that is not a scratching post, you little turd. Cat's gonna get herself, like, excommunicated from the house. Come on, camera. This one's not wanting to come in. Ugh. Come on, camera. Work with me. Show them the pretty stuff. Oh, I'm gonna have to pull them out. Well, I can't show you. And then, you know, she sent me a couple Christmas ones. She does such a great job. It is so worth. I say it's so worth to spend the money to buy it, and then I go, well, I can't charge that much for me. I feel bad. Aren't these so awesome? Like, come on, camera. My camera doesn't want to work this morning. There we go. Oh, that is funny. I picked the gnome without even knowing it. Oh, I picked the gnome. And that's what I did yesterday. I made my gnome yesterday. And I just happened to pick the gnome stitch marker. That's funny. I love it. Like, I have a whole bunch of Kimberly Otterson's stitch markers. Like, I absolutely love these stitch markers. So much so that instead of actually letting them just sit and just be displayed, I'm actually using them. I've gotten to where I'm like, you know what? I want to actually see these and use them. Good morning, Steven and Monique. Marianne. Like, they're so awesome, guys. Like, these stitch markers. For me, it doesn't matter the time of the year. I'll use these. Now, don't get me wrong. I have a whole stitch marker holder thing that I made over there that I need to hang up that has a whole bunch of stitch markers on it. There's just no way I'm going to use them all at one time. So I really need to slow down on buying stitch markers. She does such an awesome job at these. That one's not hers, though. There are some in here that aren't hers. Like these. This came from like a Thrift and Stitches order where she gets her stitch markers from Dee's Creative Hands, I think is what her channel is. And so I have a couple stitch markers from that. So this says, I can't see it. It says Dream. It's starting to tarnish a little bit. Yes, markers are meant to be used, but you know, I use these like crazy. But I'm like, you know what? These are just too pretty not to use. I mean, they're so pretty I don't want to use them, but I'm like, I want to see them though too. So, you know, I'm trying to actually use them. So I have this like little box that I've gotten from Kimberly, one of Kimberly's orders, where I'm trying to clean out all these stitch markers because I had all these other random things in here. So I'm trying to pull out the stitch markers, and I'm gonna leave all that in there, in that box. And now I have all my stitch markers in this box, and I'm gonna add my new ones to it. So what I could do, I suppose, is try to remember every so often to maybe switch these out, like hang all these back up on my display thing, and then take, you know, another dozen off and use those. Good morning, Kendall. At least I already got you. That's awesome. This is one of my favorite ones that I just got. It's got the sunflower, and then it's got those beads above it. That this one here gives me the amber vibes. You know, that stone or whatever it's called, like this one. It just gives me those, you know, caramel, amber, fossilized resin vibes. Just like it. I would just love to see how she makes these paper beads. You know, I know there's videos out there of people making these, but it's like, I want to see her make them. She does such a great job. Yeah, that's a good idea, Steven. They're just so awesome. Like, and I just love the dangliness. I'm a very dangly person. Like, I just love things that dangle and sparkle, and I don't like them in my ears though. This just feels weird when it's dangling from my ear. Things like that. I don't know why. I've just always been like that. All right. I'm just going to leave these in their packages for now. I have the one package open so I could show you guys because it was being a pain. All right. Does she have a link? Yes. Let me see who can snag it first. See if Marianne snags it before me or not. Oh, but look, I have it right there on. And she's also got a lot of her crochet work on there too. Kimberly Otterson Etsy shop. She has been, I talked to her the other day, she has been struggling with tummy issues as of late. And so that's why she's kind of been MIA here and there. You know, you'll see her one day and then, you know, you won't see her for a while after that. But so if she's not around, that's probably what's going on. Or something else came up. But she was telling me that she was dealing with tummy issues. So, let's see. Put this over here and bring this out. Okay, so I'm almost done with my scarf. Now I do need to go and sew in my ends. So I had people vote on my edging. What do y'all think of this edging? I already had it. Like, I went to Etsy and it was like one of the first like purchases that popped up that I've done. So I was like, click. I go to her shop quite often. Now, I will say that my design is a little wonky because my stuff does not sit flat unless you lay it down and then it lays flat. But when you're holding it, it does like this like curl wonkiness from the center. So I think I just need to figure out how to fix the center, or I don't know. It's just, it does this. It shouldn't have too many stitches because, you know, there's one stitch in each stitch, and then I have the increases for the corners. Like, it really shouldn't be. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is going to be a one-off scarf. I'm not getting the excitement over it like I thought I might. But you know, we think about that. I think we think that about a lot of our stuff. So my desk is a mess again. Oh my gosh, Frizzy. Yesterday, I think it was, you were explaining how overwhelmed, how you actually feel when you get overwhelmed. And you almost explained or described me and my thought process to a T when you said that. I was like, yes, that's how I've been wanting to, that's how I've been trying to say it. It's like, I can never put into words what it feels like. And like, you just, right there, you just hit the nail on the head. Like, I was like, holy crap, that's exactly how it feels. And still feels like it's a constant battle. You love it, Kendall? Thank you. Yeah, I'm just not getting the excitement for it, Kendall, that I thought I might. But, you know, it may not be everybody's cup of tea, and that's fine. It could just be a one-off, you know? Maybe I'll just, you know, do it as a giveaway or something, you know, make it and just be like, all right, who wants to win the scarf? You love how your zigzag. I do too. How did you do that? Like, I mean, it's funny because a lot of new beginners are like, my stuff's going all wonky. Like, you purposely made yours go wonky. I love it. Well, yeah, there's no avoiding it right now, Frizzy, because it is literally, like, it looks clean behind me, but it's a mess underneath and around the camera. The camera does a phenomenal job at hiding the mess. Yeah, Marianne, I love how your zigzag scarf turned out too. It is so cool. I love that wonkiness of it. I would assume you do something where you like increase on one side and decrease on the other for a couple rows, and then you, I don't know, like, it's like I was trying to figure out how you were like going back and forth like that. Like, it, my brain couldn't wrap around it. I'd have to actually do it myself to figure it out, I guess. I like the bright colors too. I mean, look, this could be made in any color pattern. You know, you could make this in any colors. These are just scraps that I had that I'm just trying to use up. So, you know, it doesn't have to be a bright and shiny color theme. So this is what I'm doing for the crab stitch, y'all. I am not working backwards. Do y'all see this? I'm going forwards. This is how you do the, what is this called? This is, so the reverse single crochet is the crab stitch, but like when you go forward with it, there's a way to do it without going backwards. You just do this. You make your single crochet, your 2 loops. You literally just take the hook, spin it around, and complete your single crochet. That's all you do. Increase on one side, increase on the other side, and then alternate it. Yeah. Good morning, Lana Nana and Magic Frog. Yeah, they do look good, Lana. Like, I'm just saying, like, this is a design, you know, a pattern. I just not getting the excitement to want to have it is what I'm saying. So, like, it may just be a, you know, a creation I created out of my head, and, you know, there you go. Good morning, Margaret. Wrap it around your leg like you did yesterday. Oh, you want me to show you the scarf? I mean, it is a scarf. So, and you know, the fun thing is this is a sampling too of a blanket. You could totally make this a blanket. And then this could be your border. But yeah, it's going to be a scarf, or it is a scarf. What did I do? Lisa, are you talking about Marianne's scarf, zigzag scarf? Yeah, I was trying to figure out how I could turn this into a blanket, like, you know, not this particular, but this design. Like, how many of these squares would I have to do to start a center? Would I do 3? Would I do 5? I think it needs to be an odd number. I mean, technically I could start with 2. I could make it an even number 2. Once I get it done, Steven, I will definitely wear it or show you guys, but it's just hard to, with it attached to yarn, it's hard to wear it like a scarf like you're supposed to. And I think maybe that's the issue, Steven, is it's just not done. So people aren't really seeing the full, you know, the full project yet. Oh, you're talking about this. You're talking about this, that you should try this. Okay, never mind. I got it figured. I figured it out before you said it. Like, I was like, oh, this is what she said she'll have to try. It's so easy. Like, you just get into a rhythm. You just... and you just keep going. Just keep going. I definitely think I made this scarf long enough. For me, anyway. It is just slightly wider than my arm span, so it should wrap around in multiple different ways. Come on. You know, I figured today I would work on finishing this because I want this to be done. It's a small enough project that I can whip it out in a day or 2. Oops. Every once in a while I have to remind myself not to finish my single crochet and to spin the there we go. Spin the hook around. How many do you work on the corner? So when I go around these little corners, so there's a chain 2 here. I go into the stitch on the outside, and I do 2 of I go into this chain 2 space twice. So I act as if there's 2 there, and then I just keep going in each individual stitch. And then on here, on the valleys, I skip over the one that the 2 are joined together into. So the 2 together right here. I literally go into the one over here, make a crab stitch, and then I come over here, make a crab stitch, and it just keeps that valley for me. I was wondering how I was going to do that, and then I was like, well, let's try this. And it looks okay, so. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Steven, is you could totally like make this a blanket where, you know, you just keep going around and around and around until it's as big as you want it. I'm not quite sure how I would attach them as in strips, but you could do that too, I suppose. Because the way I join the squares, the smaller squares, is by, you know, making a row going around them. Yeah, I am not 100% familiar with joining as you go per se, so like that's other than how I did these. I suppose, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you would do that. That is a design quest in and of itself. Or a table runner, yeah. Like I said, you could make this in any colors you wanted. You know, I am definitely good at coming up with whatchamacallits, because this could be a whatchamacallit. This could be a scarf. This could be a blanket if you make it, keep going with it, or it could be a table runner. I mean by doing them from the squares out for each row across, just like a quilt. Yeah, I don't quilt, so I don't really know quite what you mean. Down point, yeah. I don't quilt, and I've never really, I don't know the terminology and stuff, so. But yeah, you could, this is a whatchamacallit, you can turn it into anything you want. I will say the only thing you have to do is when you spin the hook around, you have to spin it back to be able to grab your yarn and continue on with the stitch. But you just kind of get into a groove where you pull, you spin it, and then you just kind of twist the hook back before you finish. So like I said, I get into a little groove with this. I almost get into a, you know, a groove where I'm like not paying attention. Good morning, Tammy. You like it as a scarf? It's a different scarf. So far I haven't found one like it, so it's like I'm just trying to figure out how I could do this as a blanket, you know, like because you could only go around so many times before it gets to be way too many stitches, and you would be expanding it longer than you would wider. So it's definitely a rectangular blanket. Quilts on point, to see what I mean. You quilts on point. I'm gonna do it. We're looking at quilts on point. Instead of sewing on point can be done by directly setting diagonally or adding corner squares to regular box. I see the diagram, but it's not clicking. It's not clicking yet. Like, what are they? Yeah, it's not really clicking. Theirs feels more like they're doing strips where their straight edges are touching straight edges, where these are point, like the corner to the corner. Yeah, that would be cool. I mean, you know what, Frizzy? I might just add tassels, little tassels on the end, because scarves have those too. And then, you know, then it would really give you a good visual on using it as a scarf and or table runner. I should call it the table runner scarf, because you could wear it by day, lay it on the table by night for your table decor for dinner, you know? I thought in my head just now that I sounded like PJ Masks. I've come to figure out that this is not my favorite flavor of this drink, but that was my last one, and I was like, I'm going to get this drink, so it's done. I'm not going to buy them. I don't think I'm going to buy them anymore. They're just, I don't know. They're not bad, but they're just not my favorite. You know, wear it during the day, and then you take it home and Use it on your table by night. It's a 2-for-1 special. Should do the pattern for the scarf. We'll see when I get it done. See if it's, you know, something. This is definitely the time of year for it to be made. Like, look, I will, like, I'm trying to sell this to you guys. Like, this thing worked up fast. Like, each of these little squares took less than 5 minutes a piece, and I made 14 of them. So if you take, like, even 5 minutes per square, that's an hour for 14 squares. Average. And then, you know, you just another couple hours, like, and I'm saying not sitting down all at once and doing this, but like I would say maybe 3 hours put into this so far over when did we start this? Monday, over 3 days, and we're not even into the third day very far, so 2 days ish. BB, and I can't even remember the thing. I hear something by night. And then I can't, because I've seen it a bunch, but I just, for some reason in my head, I can't remember the words for it. I just can, like, it makes me think of that when I say it. Red, black, and white. That would be pretty. That would be really pretty. I should make my Bama colors. Like, they work up pretty quick. You know, when I start making new projects, I find myself going to my scrap bins before I touch any of this stuff behind me. I look at it and I go, I don't want to touch any of that just yet, because I don't know if there's going to be, you know, that project out there in the future that you do a purple and pink for your niece. That would be pretty too. I mean, this border's pretty easy. I just got to make it around to the other side. I just started it last night too, so it's not like I've been working on it forever. And I started working on it before dinner, and then after dinner, I just never really got back to it because I don't know. I just didn't. I don't really wear scarves very much, but I'm like just making some for myself, thinking maybe if I like it, I'll wear it. Because, you know, living in the Midwest, you have to have winter gear. Like, it just gets cold here. It doesn't hurt. Nope. It's hard to explain, BB. Like, you just kind of, I'm not really twisting it. I'm just kind of like twist, you know, like I kind of leave my hand in the same. I don't know. It's hard to explain. But yeah, you don't wear scarves. Yeah, I mean, you know, you could make this in cotton for sure. Speaking of cotton, I did some damage at Hobby Lobby yesterday. I think it more or less is up here for me, but I think it's just because of how I'm holding this up over a desk. I think that's the only reason it's bothering my shoulder. Just because of that. If I relaxed a little bit, it'd probably be better. Which it is a little better doing this. I'm hard on myself, Melissa. I'm just hard on myself. I really need to push my Ko-Fi account or Ko-Fi shop, because ever since I put it out there with the thing, I just haven't had much traffic. But it is one of those things. It's word of mouth. So I that's why I said I need to try to push it more, is because if it's going to work by word of mouth, I have to actually speak about it. Good morning, Jan. I mean, that doesn't bother me, BB, so I don't know. My wrist doesn't hurt. And it's not really a slow border either. I like that. Like, I mean, I'm essentially going around a really long, you know, border. So like, that's the only reason it's taken me a hot minute is to get around. To get around is because it's just a long scarf. Because it's longer than my arm span, just slightly. So I am working on my scarf design that I came up with. I'm trying to put a border on it. So this is what it's like without the border. And this is what it's like with the border. I can't get it to stay up. I can't think of what it's given me. It's given me some sort of like fiesta vibes. You know, like one of those banners that you hang across to decorate the ceilings. Good morning, Grandma Rita. But yeah, I'm excited to get it finished and see what it looks like. I got to go through and sew all the tails in for the squares, which shouldn't take too much because there's only 2 per square, so that's 28 tails though, plus all the tails for the rounds that I've put on. Very pretty, thank you. About how you are going to join your granny squares from the card deck. Yes, I have thought about it, but off the top of my head, I'm like struggling to remember how. It's I'm using Juan the Yarn Addict as inspiration. It's something like a single crochet and like slip stitching. So I can't remember off the top of my head how exactly it goes, but yeah, I definitely have thought about it. I don't have a definitive plan. So I would start working on it. I just don't know, you know, I'm trying to wait till all the squares get done so I can figure out how I want to lay them out. So I'm going to figure out how I want to lay them out. I'm going to take a picture of how I like it, and then I will join them. I will join them together the way I took the picture. That way I don't have to sit there and go, which one was next? Or have to decide on the fly which one I want next. I'm going to take my time and figure out the layout. Yeah, this border is definitely a border that you use when you are done with something. It is not, I don't think, I mean, you could probably work into it somehow, but it's a little difficult to see any stitching, and so it just kind of gives it kind of a rope effect. The granny stitch join, huh? I don't know. So I was thinking, so along those lines, Melissa, I was thinking that you sparked the thing in my head. So like you would basically join as you go, kind of a thing, like where you make another round. So that's what I might do, is I might actually create another border round on all of them, not individually, but like I would take a square and I would start making an outside border with it, but then I would join the next one where you slip stitch into the next square and then continue your granny stitch border along the side there, or whatever, if that makes sense. All right, Marianne, be safe. Watch out for all the crazy drivers. Or shall we say, you know, don't be a crazy driver. Could you figure out the half and quarter square versions? I could. but I don't know if I will. Yeah, so that's what I was thinking. Now that you say that, for some reason when you said the granny stitch join, that made me think of the join that I think I was trying to think of. Like, I just know you like start. I've done it before on something, and I just can't remember what it was. I joined squares recently. What did I make that I joined squares recently with? Not a bag. It wasn't the bag. I don't know. The flat braid, the flat braid join. I think I've seen that one too. What did I feel like I just did a square thing where I joined squares. What was it? Or maybe I just saw it and thought it was me doing it. Exactly, Melissa. Yeah, because right now, those squares, when I join them, if they stay those 6 inches, will be, what did I say? 6 times, so it'll be like 3 feet by like 5 feet. It'll be a really small blanket. Is it really, Margaret? Oh, that's so weird. Yeah, 7. Yeah, I know what you mean. To square. I honestly, if I made it into a blanket, I'm the kind of person I would make the blanket into. I would have it have these kind of edges. I like the, excuse me, the funkiness of it. The wonkiness, or not really wonkiness, but the just the fun, not straightness of it. So our deck, y'all, is 90% done. The railing people are supposed to come today and put the railing on. So the deck, like the main, like what you walk on, and stairs are all done. And then all we're waiting on is the railing. And that is supposed to get done today. And y'all, the guys that were working on our deck are so awesome. We were talking about how we wanted to hold back some extra pieces and parts of the decking in order to make a stair, just one step out of the back door from the garage onto the main patio. It had a really large step, and it used to have stairs behind there. It had like 2 steps or whatever that you would take down, but ever since the new patio got put in there, it only needed like, it's a very big step, so it needed kind of a midway step to make it not so big. So anyway, I was outside talking to the guys yesterday, and he goes, "Yeah, by the way, I went ahead and made you guys a step on the back of your garage over there." I'm like, "You did? Really? Thanks." Like, I was so excited about it. And then their turkey language, I know. Every time he did it multiple times, like every time he saw the turkeys around, he would call to them. But and so my husband last night was messing with it, and he actually kicked it from the one side to see if it was. And they attached it to the house, and all they legit did the whole step like they would have done it like the deck, like it's attached into the brick of the house and everything. Like that step is not going nowhere, and it looks very professionally done. So we were like, woo, that those guys were like, went above and beyond and they were not paid to build that step. They were paid to build the deck. That step was out of their job description for this job with us. And so don't worry, we're going to make sure we tip well, specifically to them, not like through their company. We're going to be like, here, this is like a side tip for you guys. Like, yeah. They went above and beyond what they had to. So we really enjoyed having them here. They explained things in a way that made sense, and they were just really, really nice guys to talk to and had a good sense of humor. And like the first day, the one guy was here setting everything up, and my husband got home and goes, well, you haven't gotten anything done yet. And he goes, oh, it's invisible, people. You know, it's an invisible deck. It's, you know, the Bluetooth. And it was just funny. There really are some awesome people out there. And those two. And the fun thing about the people we ended up using is they're a family-run company. Like the one guy that I was just talking about that was setting up, that he was joking that the invisible people were building the deck. Which, by the way, we joked about the whole time they were here. And what was I going to say? Oh, crap. I lost my train of thought. It literally just, poof, as I was talking, gone. Good morning, Tank. I don't even know where I was going with it. Because I'm trying to look back at you guys' things, and I can't wait to enjoy my new deck. Like, right now, I can't really enjoy it because, you know, there's no railing, and we're waiting for the railing to be done so that furniture and stuff's not in the way. So I just can't remember what I was going to say. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. And I need to get stuff mailed out today. Thankfully now I have, like I said, I went to Hobby Lobby yesterday and stocked up on some cotton for somebody. She's not here, so I can talk about her. Oh, the first day they were here, Melissa, I made them cookies. I made them gluten-free cookies. I told them after they finished them because I didn't want them to be, you know, like, oh, gluten-free, I don't want those. Because, you know, unless you've eaten gluten-free, you don't realize that the food can taste just as good, if not better. And so, without telling them, I gave them cookies, and they enjoyed them very much. And then I said, oh, by the way, those were gluten-free. So yes, I did bake for them from a package, but, you know, I did make them some cookies. I just wish I could say what I was going to say about them. The invisible and then the Bluetooth. Like the one guy has to come back and finish. There's one piece that they have to put on they wrapped the posts, and then there's one piece left that they have to come back and put on. It'll literally take them all like 5 minutes to be here. Good morning, Marlene. I've almost made it to the other end of my scarf with this border, guys. It moves quick. It's just a little tedious. I was wanting to find something that, you know, would work quick but wouldn't bore people if they were to make this. You know? So that's what plays into my designs a lot, is I want to make sure that I'm not throwing stuff in there that's like, you know, not fun to do, or, you know, I don't want to say not too hard to do, because, you know, I don't know. I can't talk this morning. Oh, family business. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Margaret. Yes, that's what it was, actually. Funny, yeah. So they're a family-run business. So the one guy that we were talking to, that I was talking to about the invisible deck and people building it, he's the stepson of the the owner of the company. And the owner of the company was here working on it sporadically throughout the days. And then I can't remember the one guy that built the step. I want to say he's a nephew of the guy that owns the company. And then the guy that owns the company is the brother of the realtor that we bought our house through. So we used her as a resource to get somebody to build our deck, because we're like, who do you know that builds decks and builds them well? And she's like, oh, speaking of deck people, my brother builds decks. And they do, you know, they've got roofing people that they know. Like, they're our go-to people for recommendations. So thank you, Margaret. Yes, family-owned business. I saw yours before I saw Steven. Steven, thank you as well. I'd have to really not to put them through. Oh, jeez. Magic Frog, you are too hard on yourself. Stop it. I will only allow positive self-talk from you on here. Got it? Are they Greek? I don't think so. No, I don't think so. So, yeah, they were good guys. They worked hard and got it done well. It looks nice. I thought about doing a tour of it for you guys. I just don't know how I want to go about doing it. If I want to do it on a live. Well, actually, I can't do it on a live because my camera's attached to the computer. So I can't really do that. So I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to do it. Because as you know, of late, I'm not really into recording videos because it just, I don't know. I like this better, to be honest, because I get that feedback from you guys, you know, and I don't have to sit there and talk to myself into a camera. And that's why I like doing the live tutorials, because then, you know, it's a little less boring for me because I have somebody to talk to while I'm teaching y'all to do something. No. Positive talks. Even if it's about your cooking. I'm not a great cook either, but you know what? I try. That's so cool. I am so jealous. I want to go to Greece so bad. That is one of my bucket list places to visit. Maybe instead of going back to Hawaii, I'll convince my husband to take us to Greece. Because my daughter also wants to go there. And I'm like, Or what we might do is my mom and I might take my daughter on a international trip, you know, when she graduates high school or sometime in high school. We don't know for sure yet. You got through your first cakes on your trio blanket. You're about, well, you're a lot further than me. Mine's still sitting right here. I don't think I'm any further than I was the last time I had this out. That's all the further I have on my trio. I love the colors, but for some reason, I think I've lost interest in it because it's not going to do like what yours does, where it fades, where it changes colors, and I want that. So honestly, I'm really thinking about frogging that and using those colors in something else. Oh yes. Oh my gosh, y'all. Marty's video that she did about her trip to Ireland, I swear I was watching a documentary. Like, she did a phenomenal job on that. So much so, I thought it was professionally done. I was like, she's like, I ain't professional. I'm like, this video right here proves you've got the skills to be professional. Like, y'all, that video is amazing. So, yeah, I really want to make the trio blanket, but I really want to make it in something else. I feel like the yarn is just not that yarn yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, trio blanket is on my list of things to do. I don't know, like I said, for some reason, I love these colors together. Like, I want to do something in those colors together, but I want colors that, like yours. Self-striping yarn, yes. Yeah, here, let me share Marty's video. Like, it was amazing. Like, for a... I don't know what that beeping was. Oh, it might be upstairs. All right, Jan, thank you for coming. I hope to see you again. All right, let me see if I can find her video. Hold on. I was gonna type in Marty to search it. I'm like, it's not Marty. Well, it is, but it's Flossom. Oh, there it is. Right there. It says, my amazing first trip to Ireland in an amazingly done way. All right, so Marty's trip to Ireland video. Paste. All right. What's that yarn by the box that you got the trio skirt? Well, there's a lot of yarn. Which cubby are you wanting? Are you talking about the yarn that the trio blanket's made out of? Because 2 out of the 3 colors is Big Twist. The other one is Red Heart Wildflower, I believe it's called. I know. I have the travel bug just watching her video. I'm like, man, I want to go there. And it sounds like if she ever goes back to Ireland, she's got a job waiting for her, too. And I'm anxious to see how she's going to make her Savannah job work. Because that's not a... I can't remember how close to Savannah she is. She's not close. It's red, yellow, and blue. Red, yellow, and blue. Are you talking about... where's it at? This one right here? It's rainbow, actually, if this is what you're talking about. I'm trying to see if there's any red, yellow, or blue down there besides this. There's this one, and then there's this one. They're both rainbow. This is Day Glow in Red Heart, or Red Heart, but it's soft in here. This is Blacklight without the black. It's basically, but it's called Day Glow. So Blacklight just adds black to this. And then this is the Big Twist. Kim was making, Fortunate Creations was making her, why is that name not coming to me? The worm. She was making the worm from this. Oh, what is his name? It's yarn. It doesn't hurt. What is his name, y'all? Y'all know who it is. I know it would be. Yeah, so this is, what is his name? Y'all know who I'm talking about. The worm. Bravo! Thank you. Like, I don't know why his name was not coming to me. Oh, I'm gonna have to fix that later. The Day Glow, I got it off of Amazon when you could buy like 3 of those little skeins for $11. I don't know if that was a deal and a steal, but I thought it was pretty decent for $3 to $4 a yarn. You know, you're not getting it cheap, but you're not getting it any more than it normally is. Yeah, I only have 2 skeins of that Big Twist one, BB. I don't know what I'm going to do with it because I offered it to Kim and she said she didn't need it anymore. So, but yeah, I don't know what I'm going to make. I only have the 2, so Let's see. It takes 3 to make a scarf and 1 to make a hat. I suppose I can make some hats, make a hat out of each one, because I don't have enough to do a scarf. So I might just make a couple hats and just donate them. Amazon, Melissa. Oh yeah, don't let me go past 9. I can't go past 9 today. Not for another couple more weeks. Because we are, I don't know what week we're on, but we've only got a few more weeks left of my Bible study before it's done for the winter break. It's going to be sad. I look forward to these Bible studies every year, and then when we have to break for the winter over Christmas and then the summer, it's like, oh, I need something in between. I need something to keep me going. Oh, there's something very like just methodic, or not methodic, but just like flowing or doing this. You haven't seen that Big Twist and Hershner's? Yeah, I don't know if they'll come back with that one. I don't know what it's called. It's Neon Lights. This one's called Neon Lights, if that helps with your search. And baby, if you want these two for some reason, you can reach out to me and we can talk about it. We can talk about it. If you just want to send me shipping, I will just do that. So yeah, 9 a.m. Central for me, BB. Yeah. So if you're Eastern time, then yeah, it would be 10. So don't let me go past 10. Because I need to get off here, make sure the kids have their school situated. My husband last night was like, she shouldn't be teaching him. I'm like, my oldest shouldn't be teaching my youngest. There is absolutely nothing wrong with an older kid teaching their youngest for one day out of the week, because honestly, that's how they learn, you know, like, and I'm not having her teach anything. I'm not literally having her sit there and make sure he does it. That's it. And apparently, when I was a kid, I taught one of my friends to read. That was a year or two younger than me. He claims I taught him how to read. And I'm like, how? How did I teach you how to read at that age? But he did. But apparently I taught him how to read. And he's a very successful he's a very successful person in life. So I'm like, can you tell me what my strategies were so I can do that for my kids? Don't worry about it. Don't. So yeah. And honestly, kids learn better from other kids. So. And I think back in the day, that's how things were done anyway. Yes, they had a single solitary teacher, but I'm pretty sure the older kids helped teach the younger kids that weren't even their family. So he just needs to get over his, I don't know, himself. What is in with the orange yarn? Right down about right here. Excuse me? This is Big Twist. I think this is Varsity Orange. I'm not sure. This is that Sunset Ombre. I think this is. I would pull them out. It's just hard to get them back in. So it's just less of a mess. But this is Sunrise Ombre here. And this, I think, is Varsity Orange. But it's all Big Twist. Man, sorry about the burps. Apologize about that. It's gross. Yeah, I might have to try the Big Twist on my Addie and see if it likes the Big Twist, because I could whip a couple hats up on those. on that with the neon lights that I have. But yeah, he's all like, she doesn't need to be teaching him. Like, it's, you know, my job to teach him, which it is. And I get that. I'm all behind that. It's just for 8 to 10 weeks out of the year, with breaks in between, I go and spend time with other women and learn about God. Well, not learn about God, but like I grow my faith. I you know, I'm in community like my body was created to be. My being was created to be in community with other people, worshiping and studying his word. So it'll be all right. And I'm doing the majority of the work teaching him, so it's not like I'm 100% pulling away and making her do everything. So what yarn do I use on the Addy? So the ones that I use the most are like the Karen Simply Softs, and so far I really haven't done a whole lot of my own testing to see, and it's been several months since I've touched it, so I've been just thinking about pulling it out and using it. Well, not really pulling it out, but like uncovering it of things and actually using it. So yeah, well, and my daughter doesn't particularly care to sit there because she gets frustrated with him like I do, and I'm like, well, see, now you know what I deal with when I sit there with him. Because she has come to me and been like, we don't need to be so angry and just and all this with him. I'm like, yeah, I know, but now she knows what I deal with. He just, yeah, you just got to have a little extra patience with him sometimes. But he's been wanting to play certain things here lately, so I can use that to my advantage and be like, look, if you give your sister any grief while she's trying to keep an eye on you, then you don't get to play this. So, you know, I am really liking this scarf. I really like it. I love the colors too. It's very bright. I just don't know if it's like something I would actually wear all the time. Just because it doesn't really go with everything. I need to make another one that is a little more neutral. I keep trying to finish a single crochet instead of spinning. Although I might have to take a break from the spinning. The spinning's starting to kind of It is starting to get into the wrist a little bit. Oh, I got one side done. Oh. I got one side done. I'm going to put a stitch marker in it, and then I'll show you what I got done so far. We're going to use a Kimberly stitch marker. I'll go check her out. Her stitch markers are awesome. Everything is awesome. So I got one side done all the way down. Now, if you want it to lay straight, you're definitely going to have to block it. But, you know, in blocking, we don't do that. You just go with how it is. So, yeah, I just got to do the one side and I'll be done. And when you join it, you just join with a slip stitch to the beginning, which is over here. Nope, over here. You just join it into there with a slip stitch, and then it's done. So here you go. I'll try it on a little bit here. I think I got enough that it'll come around. Now, I will say up here might get a little funky with the shaping and everything, but there you go. There's a partially done scarf for you. $8.36. You know what? I'm gonna put this down for a little bit. Take a break from the spinning, because that's all I'm doing. and put some more work on this because I want to get this done. Look, almost done with the row. I stopped partial. You know, funny enough, I've had these two projects next to each other, like piled in each other like this, because they both use the same hook. Oh, I've got to clean up this mess. I've got to clean up this mess. Funny enough, using the same hook, just in a whole different way. Still single crochets, except I'm just not spinning now. So, really anxious to see how this turns out, because I'm using a lot different. This is, where's my papers for it? It's a shawl that I'm making, BB. It's called, it's a pattern from 1851 from Just Vintage Crochet. Well, her Etsy shop is called New Again Crochet, but on YouTube she's known as Just Vintage Crochet. And she takes basically these old vintage patterns and does them and works them up to see what they are sometimes, or reworks them or whatever. And so this is her project that she made from this pattern. So she uses a DK maybe, a sport weight with a modern day 6mm hook. And so I'm using a 6.5mm hook with a 4 weight. So I think it gives it pretty good drape. And this is the moss stitch. That's all it is. If you're familiar with the moss or the linen stitch, which is a single crochet, chain 1, skip 1, single crochet, then that's all it is pretty much. It's just knowing where to do the increases that they have in this pattern and the decreases or whatever. I don't know if there's any decreases, but there's definitely increases. 5 or 6 cakes. I have a few too. I think this is only one so far, and I've got 6 or 7 of the purple left. I have 4 of the pink, 1 or 2 of the burgundy, a couple of the black, gray, or the black one, and then I have several of the blue, steel blue one that I'm actually making a blanket from. Me too. It's purple. I don't know if you guys can tell, but in person, it's the purple gradient. If you've ever seen this purple in person, it's a very like the computer or the camera makes it look like a bluer purple, but in person it's that like, I don't know, it's hard to explain. It's like more of what the camera's showing for that purple. That one right there, the variegated purple. Looks more like that on the camera. Maybe. The lighter part of it. It's Mandala, Lion Brand Mandala of Gradient. Oh, I really need to clean this up. I don't know where my label is for it. It should be in the little thing, but it's not. Oh, wait, this is the one I caked up. So that's why it's not in there. And it's really soft too. I like it. Like this one I actually plan on wearing. Yes, again, it's another color that you can only wear certain colors with, but I don't know. I feel like it's a little more forgiving, being kind of a, I wouldn't say muted, maybe a muted purple instead of being, you know, like bright in your face purple. I got it. When I get done with this row, I think I'm on 22. I need to, because I'm going to 24 before the next part of it. So the way this pattern is set up, it talks about all these borders that are on here, like these they're color changes, but they call them borders. So like this is a small border, and then you got your bigger border. So I'm actually like just following the pattern where I don't change the color. I'm just continuing on doing the amount of rows that it calls for the next section. So right now, I'm doing my 24 rows from the very beginning. Well, I'm doing the 12 rows on top of the very first 12 rows, if that makes sense. So when I get done with this section of the pattern, I will be on row 24. I'll be at the end of row 24. So I need to count this. Excuse me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I am, in fact, on the end of 22. So yeah, once I get to 24, then I work the small border section, which is that first stripe. So that's going to be one row the same as those previously worked, and then 5 rows of the white, and then 1 row of the black. So 7 more rows after 24. And then 5 after that. So another 12 rows for the small border. And then for the second border, it's 1, 7, 1. So that's 9. So 9 and 12. So another 21 rows is what I'll put on top of this, with no increases technically except on the ends. Then repeat the small border up the sides and along the neck. I have to go and watch the video for that part. I'm not sure what that means. But basically, I'm just going to do this for another. So once I get done with row 24, is it raining? Oh, it's pouring out there. Like, it's raining hard out there. Well, our deck's going to get tested to see if the weather stuff that they put underneath it, how well it works. Well, that sucks. I hope that's done by the time the people come to do the railing, because I would really like the railing to get done so I can enjoy my deck with railing. Enjoy the way it looks completed, you know? Yeah, so I'm going to have to go watch the video once I get done with row 24 to see, because I think it's just color changes for the next 20-something rows is all it is. And then that along the edge, along the neck part, I'm not sure what that means. I'll just have to go and see what she does. I'll have to go and watch her video again to see. She does a pretty good job of explaining it. But she also does the color changes, where I am literally going to, essentially, I've worked this one to the dark, and now I'm going to take the next cake and I'm going to work the dark to the light, because I don't think I want to do the light to the dark, light to dark, light to dark. I don't think I want to do it that way. I think I want to go fade in and out. I have to look at the radar and see. I didn't think we were supposed to have rain this morning. I think that was a random act of rain. I mean, it almost is, because look, it's just barely over us. But it's scattered all over the state of Nebraska and down into the northern part of Kansas. I didn't even know there was supposed to be. Oh, no, I did know there was going to be rain this week. I hope they can get the railing done today with it being wet. Am I still streaming, by the way? I just haven't seen any movement in almost 10 minutes. No chat in almost 10 minutes. Not quite, but 2 more minutes. It will have been 10 minutes since BB. No worries. No, you guys are fine. I just was like, it's been almost 10 minutes since somebody said anything. So I was like, ah. I mean, Nightbot said something at 42, but it's 47. So. I was just concerned there for a second. I was like, been talking, and I'm like, because I've done that before, you know, where I've been talking and it's like, I hope so. I mean, because they're gonna have to dry the deck off to drill into it and stuff. I mean, I wouldn't think you would want water down in the, like, you know, whatever you drill and things. I don't know. Try to watch to see if it's where it's dripping from. It's fun because I think I'll be able to sit up against the house and stay dry when it's raining. Otherwise, like if it's blowing, maybe not necessarily. I'm sitting here trying to think what the trio blanket colors that I picked out would work better for. I don't know what blanket or idea. And then what striping yarn should I use for the trio blanket? I can't use my Sunrise Ombre because that is for my kid's blanket, my next one that I'm working on for him. So I will be making a saddleback blanket, a Tunisian saddleback blanket. It's from MDL Crochet. If you want to check out what that blanket is, it's on his channel. It's called the Saddleback. It's a very, very thick blanket. Like, it is no joke, like that thick. I know, Melissa, and this rain is not helping me this morning. I'm like, ugh. It was gloomy and wet all day yesterday. Like, it didn't rain per se, but it was that, like, that really light sprinkle where it took you like half a mile down the road before your wipers would wipe. I have the automatic wipers where I can turn them on and they won't run unless there's liquid on some sensor somewhere on the vehicle. I will say, though, there is a downfall to that if it rains hard enough, they'll go super fast, and it's almost pointless to have them running at that point. It's like, I don't need that speed, thank you. Can you come down a notch or two? That's the only downfall to those automatic wipers, is they get to going too fast sometimes, and it's like, no, don't need that. Don't need that. I feel super lazy all the time, Melissa. It's a daily decision I have to make to not be lazy. So no, don't think I don't mind you guys lurking and working, because I do the same thing. So I was just, you know, when it was like 10 minutes and somebody said something, I was just making sure that my internet didn't poop itself, because it's been doing that lately, where one of our little Wi-Fi puck thingy bobbers devices just decides it doesn't want to work, and it like goes down for a while, and then it takes a little bit and it comes back on. I mean, like, it loses connection or something, and it says, oh, there's been an error on the network, and it's, but yeah. It's supposed to be 5 hug of blankets as split into a double bed side. Oh, wow. That's funny. That's big. Yeah, no, that's no biggie. I understand you guys are working on stuff. I just had to make sure, because I was like, whoa, it's been almost 10 minutes. That's a long time. You know, a couple minutes is one thing. 10 minutes is like quite a long time. What I might do is get to the end of this row, hopefully, before 9. I don't know if I'll be able to get that far in like a few minutes. What I was going to say is what I might do is get to the end of this row and go ahead and get off, depending on what time that is. If it's sooner than 9, I'll get off. If it's pushing 9, I'll get off before I get to the end. Because I want to give myself a little time to make sure I have everything squared away with kids. So that way school gets done. Or something gets done, you know? Plus, I'm trying to finish the shawl by Friday. Oh, fun. No worries, Arlena. I'm just checking on all my people. I'm almost done, though. I switched over to my shawl. I was getting a little spun out on the spinning with the other one. I'll probably work on it later this afternoon and get it finished. It's a quick scarf to make. Like if someone like most of you have the time to do it and can finish it in a very quick time. So, but I'm just putting in the time when I can on it. So that's the only reason it's taken me up to 3 days to finish it. Almost 3 days to finish it. So I'm just hoping that I didn't make a mistake and do, the crab stitch that nobody else is going to want to do. So yeah, self-striping yarn. What can I use for self-striping yarn? For the trio blanket. I honestly had thought about doing these gradients. But honestly, I don't know that. I mean, I could do I'd have to go buy a bunch, I think. I have the purple and I have the blue. A bunch of the blue and a bunch of the purple, but those are the only 2 that I have a bunch of. I'd have to go hunt down more of the other colors from all the other Walmarts. Thank you, Steven. Having to adjust the spine on Canva on my book for everyone had hoops to jump. Oh my goodness. They did a great job. Yep. I can definitely see the family resemblance between the 2 of them. Between your brother and you. Very similar eyes. You guys are almost like twins that were born at separate times. And different, yeah. Fraternal twins, there we go. Just very similar. Am I going to make it to the end of the row? Oh yeah, I'm going to make it. Going to have to do a little bit of speed crocheting. And hope the yarn cooperates with me and not make me stumble. Come on, make it to the end. 5 minutes. I know my kids are so funny. Like my oldest looks like me now. She came out looking like her dad. And then the middle child, he's the enigma. It's like, where did he get his looks from? What generation and what side of the family? Good morning. But he resembles more of my side, my mom and uncle and all them. And then the youngest is another enigma. I can't quite put my finger on him either. He kind of has a mix of mostly me, but like it's just funny how they all fall towards me in the looks, in the who they resemble. Ew, see, this is what I'm talking about. Stop with the stumbles. All right. They both have, I know, right? Blue eyes are definitely, those are, what are they called? Recessive ones? Recessive gene color. All right. There's the end of that. Let me get a stitch marker because I haven't been using one on here. I am now, though. All right. I am going to get off of here, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for Tunisian Thursday. And we're going to try and get a swatch done, maybe. We'll see. So, there's Rebecca. That's cool. All right, I'm going to get off of here. I will see you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place for Tunisian Thursday. Have a great hump day, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Be safe. Make beautiful things.